A quick warning to you all is that this is going to be the last SpongeBob SquarePants Lego video that I do. I've really enjoyed making these sets and making these videos, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the sets as well. Without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. What is up, everybody? My name is Formula Fanboy, but you guys can call me Formula. And welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be building a Lego SpongeBob Chum Bucket. So this thing is so big that I literally have the camera like a foot away just so that it can catch the whole thing on frame. So this thing is really big, in person at least. Just a heads up. But this is going to be like kind of a finale, I guess, to the whole Lego SpongeBob thing, hopefully. So in this set, we've got the Chum Bucket, obviously. We've got Karen, and even though he's kind of hard to see, we have also got Plankton. So this is the biggest set by far that I've done. This may also end up being a very long video. I'm not sure how long it will be, but it might even be as long as, if not longer than, the Krusty Krab video. So just a heads up on that. If you have a short attention span, then look at the timestamp and make sure that you're prepared for a long video. Without any further ado, let's get into the building. Before we do get into the building, though, there is a couple of things I want to mention, which is one that, if you haven't seen them, also make sure to go watch the other 3 Lego SpongeBob videos that I did on SpongeBob's house, Squidward's house, and the Krusty Krab. Also, right now you'll see some names on screen. Those are going to be shoutouts, because I promised those people shoutouts, and I don't think I've given it to them yet. The only reason I'm not saying those names out loud is because I'm very bad at pronouncing things, and I know that I just botch up your names, and well, I know how much I hate it when I botch up, when somebody else botches up my name, so, anyhow, let's get straight into the building. So, as usual, we're going to begin with the quote-unquote minifigures. They're not really minifigures, they're entirely brick-built, but we're going to start with Plankton because he's by far the simplest out of the two. So, to build Plankton, you're going to start with a green burling brick, which is going to be the base of the entire thing. And on the stud of the green burling brick, use a 1x1 yellow plate. I'm using transparent yellow because it's what I had, but make sure to use whatever you have. And then I used a red 1x1 tile. Round, that is. Make sure that it's round. That is important. And again, it doesn't have to be transparent like mine is. I'm only doing that because I have to work with what I have. Then on the top for his antenna, use a 1x2 green plate. And then on the very bottom, just use a 1x1 plate just so that he stands up a little taller. And there we have Plankton. And now we're going to build Karen. So for Karen, you're just going to want to start with 2 of these pieces. Not sure what the name of those pieces are, so take much advantage of the visual given. Now you're just going to take 3 jumper plates in dark gray. You could also use light gray here, but I like to vary between dark and light gray with Karen just to keep things interesting. So just do that with your 3 jumper plates. And then some of these pieces, some of these slope pieces, again, I don't know the official term for these, so take very much advantage of the visual, because sometimes Lego pieces are hard to describe. So next up, we're just going to build the little stick that kind of keeps Karen's head up. So just take a stud with a hole in the center there, in light gray, a flick missile, right there, and then a cylinder brick on there. And now, finally, for Karen's head, you're going to start off with 2 2x4 plates in light gray. So I have officially ran out of those, so I'm improvising a little. But you use whatever you have and whatever you need to. Then a 1x4 brick in light gray in the back. 2 1x1 bricks in light gray, right there and right there. And then we're just going to make the little screen. So a 1x2 plate in black there, a 1x2 plate in lime green on top of it. And to top it all off, just one more 1x2 plate in that same gray, or black color, I mean. And then finally, you're just going to add a 2x4 plate there. So again, I'm improvising a whole lot here. And then to top it all off, just use a 2x4 tile in dark gray. I'm using dark gray because I tried it with light gray, but I don't think it ended up looking the greatest. And then just put that in the middle hole right there. And there we've got Karen, or Plankton's computer wife. And now for the Chum bucket itself. So for the main base, this time I'm using one of these octagonal pieces. Not sure exactly what they're called, so take advantage of the visual of this plate. This plate is easiest to find in the Lego Movie Melting Room set, which is where I got mine. So I think that set is retired, since obviously that movie is like 3 years old now. But still, definitely a great piece to use. So next up, I'm just going to take one of these pieces. So for the doorway, I'm literally using one of these doorway/window pieces. And then I'm going to actually add the window inside, which is something that I don't usually do. And then next up, we're going to build two little side builds, similarly to the Krusty Krab. So you're going to take a 1x4 brick, two of these little inverted slopes. Not sure what the name of these are, but they're a very common piece, but still take advantage of the visual. And then 2x4, and then 2x4, and then 2x4. And just put that right on there. And build yet another one of those. So place that right there. And then finally, to top off the first floor, we're just going to use one of these 6x6 round plates. Dang it, mistake on my part. You're actually going to want to put these like that, and then this like that. And then add the 6x6 round plate. So this is what the Chum bucket should look like so far. Now we're going to be getting into some more complex territory, so turn that around. Or actually not yet. But we're going to start by adding a little mini build here. So take two more of those pieces from earlier, those little inverted slope things. Sorry that it is so small for you guys to see, but that's because in order to catch the whole thing on the screen, I have to literally, put my camera foot away from it. So I'll try zooming in a little on it. So do that. Then take two of these little pillar pieces in light gray. And then finally, on top of all of that, take a dark gray 2x4. Again, it doesn't have to be dark gray. I use dark gray just because I like, making it a little more interesting. And then we're going to take one of these pieces. So that's the same piece that I used for Squidward's house nose thing. And then we're going to add that on top of it, another one of those inverted slopes. So this is what your Chum bucket should look like so far. And next up, we're just going to zoom out a little. We're going to just simply add one of these 1x2 bricks with a Technic beam coming from it on there, and then a jumper plate in dark gray. Just snap that into place there. So this is what your Chum bucket should look like so far. So next up on the back of this set, sorry about that, on the back of this set, we're going to take a 2x2 brick in light gray, some of these pieces take advantage of the visual like that. And then on top of that, just 3 of these 1x2 bricks with the lines going through them, or mop heads as I like to call them, because they kind of look like a mop head. And there we go. So your chum bucket should look like that so far. Next up, add a 2x6 brick into there, like so. And then after that, add a 2x4 brick in, so like so. Then, sorry about that. So 2x2, or 2x4 I mean, goes there. Then add a 2x2 right there, and a 2x2 there. Then quickly turn it around and add a 1x4 brick right there. So that's what your chum bucket should look like so far. Remember, pods if necessary. Turn your chum bucket around, and we're going to take one of these 1x12 bricks. So I'm using one with Technic beams, and the only reason I'm using one with Technic beams is because it's the easiest way to get really long bricks like that. So you don't have to have the Technic beams. It's not necessarily, a requirement to the build or anything, but it does definitely, make it much easier to find long bricks like that when you use the ones with the Technic beam. So now it is mini build time, so we're just gonna reposition my camera here and build this little mini build. So you're in this mini build, take a 2x6 brick in light gray, and then a 2x4 brick, and then take a 2x6 brick in dark gray right there, and another one over there, but I'm improvising because I gotta improvise. Next up, take 2 of these pieces, which are kind of like the bigger version of the pieces we used for the side of the Krusty Krab. Just turn them upside down like this, and actually count 3 studs from the front, so 1, 2, 3, and place one on the top of that little mini build we just built right there, and then place the other one like that right there. So your mini build should look like this so far. And then next up, we're going to take a 2x6 brick in light gray, and then another one over here on the top. Then on top of that, one of these pieces, take advantage of the visuals. I don't know how to describe it. Think of it as like half of a hexagon. So put that right there. And then next up, take one of these pieces, take advantage of the visual, a Technic half pin, put it in to there, so just give me a moment. So just put that in there. Then take one of these 1x3 curvy downward slopes in black and put it right there. So make another one of those, but mirrored, obviously, and put it right there. So this is what it should look like so far. And we're almost done, actually. So this might not be as long of a video as I might have thought. So now simply to build the little handle of the bucket that has like the fist on it. So start with a 1x4 plate in light gray, and then a 1x3 brick right there, and then one of these pieces. Not sure how to describe it, so take advantage of the visual provided, and then do that, and then finally add a 1x4 plate there. And then turn that around for a second. Use one of these pieces, 1x2 plate with rhino horn. You don't need the rhino horn, but I put it there again to keep things interesting, and not just be using average pieces. So then take another one of these weird curvy pieces, put it on there, and then once again just take a 1x4 plate, 1x3 brick, and 1x4 plate. So at this point we've done the handle. Now all we have to do is add the actual little blue hand that holds onto it. So take a 2x4 brick in blue there, and then some these 2x2 blue cheese slopes. Place them like that. Put a 2x2 round green plate in there. I used green and round again to keep things interesting. And then just put those slopes right there. So it might not hold together, the best. Just give me a moment here. So it should look like this. And then we're just going to add that right here to the handlebars. And then finally, we're just going to add this little thing, which is like a 1x2 slope, 1x2 cheese grater slope in blue, and add it to that stud right on there. And there we have the handles, or the handle done. And now you just have to add that to these little Technic half pins from that little mini build. And there we go. There we've got the top of the Chum bucket. So once you've got that, take the build from earlier and just place that on top of here like so. Make sure that it all connects together very much like so. So your Chum bucket should look like this so far. So again, pause if necessary, as always, to make sure that you've got this right. Now for some little side pieces, we're just going to do another little mini build here. So take 3 2x2 bricks and stack them on top of each other. And then take a Technic pin, I'm using a gray one, put it in there. And then use, the Lego dress piece, but in light gray and it's plain. Put it like that. So that's a little mini build. And then obviously with all mini builds, or at least most of them, just make another one. And then you're just going to put those onto the side of the Chum bucket like so, which kind of, makes the Chum bucket look a little more like an actual bucket. So we're almost done here. Now there's only one thing left to do. The Chum sign. Start with 2 2x12 plates in light gray, so that should look like that so far. And then we're just going to connect them together using just a 2x12 or a 2x14 plate in dark gray. So again, I'm improvising because I don't have a 2x14 plate in dark gray that I haven't already used at least. Then we're going to just take some 1x4 plates in light gray and put them there. So pretty straightforward so far, hopefully anyhow. We're going to turn this around, and in the very center, we're going to, on the bottom parts, put a 1x2 tile in light gray. And now for the actual letters that spell out Chum. So for the C, I'm using 2 of these kind of curved corner bricks, as I like to call them, in red. So these are very easy to get in the Jokerland set. So that makes the C. Then for the H, just take a 1x4 brick in red, and then a another one of those curvy corners right there. For the U, take two of these 1x4 bricks in red, put them like that, and then a 1x1 red brick at the bottom there. And then finally for the M, we're just going to put a 1x4 there, a 1x4 there, and one of these 1x2 inverted slopes in red right there. And then you should have your Chum sign. So now that we've got that done, we just have to attach the Chum sign to the Chum bucket. So remember that jumper plate from earlier, that one right there? Well, you're just going to want to attach that onto here right above this little tile. So you're going to want to make sure that your Chum bucket is very secure. And make sure that you're very careful about this, because if you mess this up, then what happens to me usually will probably happen to you, and it will all fall apart. So be very careful when attaching it. See, it's already starting to kind of fall apart, but at least not all at once. And there we go. Success. So now I just got to reattach those side things, because they are very likely to come off while you are trying to put the sign on. And there we go. So there is the Chum bucket in its full-fledged completion. So now we can add Karen and Plankton, who's going to fall down if you don't put him on the base, which is one of the reasons why I add the bases. And there we have the Chum bucket. So no interior or anything. But it definitely is really cool, I think, as a display piece. So thank you guys so very much for watching this video. Thank you guys for watching this series of Lego SpongeBob stuff. Make sure to let me know what you'd like me to build in Lego next time in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. And if you did not enjoy this video, or think that you can give me some constructive criticism, or think that I can improve, make sure to let me know how in the comment section below. Remember, I do not have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat account, so do not trust any accounts on any of those platforms under my name. The internet is a very disturbing place, so make sure to stay safe online. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.